So what I wanted to turn next to was the chapter on rationality. And you begin your chapter on the rational animal pretty much exactly where I expected with Aristotle's characterization of us. And I always thought that featherless biped was a lot more apt because humans don't strike me as particularly rational. And I think that this is something Freud, going back to Freud for a moment, he quite nicely exposed in the sense that we have hidden underlying processes, contradictory beliefs, unanalyzed impulses that, I mean, they ultimately manifest themselves in our thinking and actions. But this is a big open question. But before we talk about some of our deficiencies, our particular deficiencies, in what senses do you think we ought to be thought of as rational animals in like the positive sense?
Well, so a lot depends on what you mean by rationality, but we define rationality as the capacity to act in ways that satisfy one's goals based on sort of logic and knowledge. And I think the qualification is important because I don't think you could extend rationality to questions of sort of ultimate goals. You know, if it's raining outside and you don't want to get wet, then you should bring an umbrella. And if you don't want to get wet, you don't bring an umbrella, and there's an umbrella sitting there, you're not being very reasonable. You know, hey, dummy, you should have picked up an umbrella. But if you like getting wet, then not bringing an umbrella is perfectly rational. To take an example that's more real, and it sort of connects to some debates about rationality and irrationality. If your goal is to get things right, then you shouldn't be subject to partisan polls. You shouldn't care about what other people who are popular think. You should seek out the data and unbiased, use logic, use reason, and so on. On the other hand, if your goal is to be liked, if your goal is to have your neighbors think well of you and be popular, then you may do other things. You may actually sort of monitor the world to see what's a popular view and then hold to it. You may want to avoid the views that unpopular people have, and so on. So by that notion of rationality, I think humans are not always rational. And I spent a good part of the chapter talking about the very famous research program by Kahneman and Tversky, showing our sort of glitches and where we go wrong. But I think humans are extraordinarily rational. You and I got in touch with email some time ago. We made plans to talk. And here we are. We put a schedule in, we set it up, we set up time, we've got our computers, which we are capable of operating. And here we are, and we're talking. And there's nothing, and artificial intelligence is a million miles away from doing a degree of planning like that. And yet we could do it. Now, what could have happened was I could have forgot, you could have forgotten. I could have gotten drunk for this. I could have failed to turn on my computer properly. There's a million ways I could have messed up, and sometimes we do mess up. But we get things right so much of the time in an extraordinary way. And I think this is a testament to powers of rationality.
Correct me if I misremember your words, but I think you said that at the outset that you think of rationality loosely as the capacity to satisfy one's goals based on logic and knowledge. And I'm wondering then why obviously like my cat or my dog couldn't like set the computer up and get on this podcast, but I think dogs have some rudimentary understanding of logic and some rudimentary knowledge. I mean, my dog probably couldn't do this, but my cat might be able to get into a cabinet to get food. And I'm not going to say that my cat is a rational animal, but where do you divide the line? Or is this maybe like schizophrenia? It's somewhere there's a vagueness in rationality.
Actually, I never thought of it that way, but I think under that definition of rationality, I'm quite willing to grant animals, rational.
Oh, really?
Behavior. Yeah. Okay. I probably do quote Aristotle.
Yeah. But you're disputing that the rational animal really picks us out as the king of the creatures.
Yeah. Now, we're capable of feats of rationality. Like, we can think, we look at the moon and say, hey, be good to be walking on there. And then, a few thousand years later, there we are, we're walking on the moon. And that's just enormous. I think that's an enormous feat of rationality. We have science, which is collective rationality at an extraordinary degree. But I think cats have their own sort of feline rationality. You can imagine comparing two cats, one cat who successfully stalks animals and pesters you for food and so on, and another cat that's just confused and doesn't really do anything properly. Mm-hmm. And I think the first cat would be more rational than the second.